Another Day, Another Story. Carrying the Fire, An Astronaut's Journeys, is a memoir written by Michael Collins, who was one of the astronauts on the historic Apollo 11 mission to the Moon. Published in 1974, the book provides a first-hand account of Collins' experiences as an astronaut, including his training, his time in space, and the challenges and triumphs of the Apollo program. Collins is often referred to as the "forgotten astronaut," because while Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin walked on the Moon, Collins piloted the command module orbiting above. However, his role was crucial to the success of the mission, as he was responsible for maintaining communication between the astronauts on the lunar surface and mission control back on Earth. Welcome to Tabo Eminent Channel. In Carrying the Fire, Collins offers insights into the technical and personal aspects of space travel, as well as reflections on the profound impact of the Apollo program on humanity's understanding of space exploration. The book is highly regarded for its engaging writing style, humor, and candid portrayal of the challenges faced by astronauts. Michael Collins was born on October 31, 1930, in Rome, Italy, where his father was stationed as a U.S. Army officer. His family eventually settled in Washington, D.C. Growing up, Collins developed a passion for aviation and dreamed of becoming a pilot. After graduating from the United States Military Academy at West Point in 1952, Collins joined the U.S. Air Force and became a fighter pilot. He later attended the U.S. Air Force Test Pilot School and served as a test pilot at Edwards Air Force Base in California. In 1963, Collins was selected as an astronaut by NASA. He served as a member of the Gemini 10 mission in 1966, during which he conducted 2 spacewalks and performed rendezvous and docking maneuvers with another spacecraft. Collins' most famous mission was Apollo 11, the first manned mission to land on the Moon. As the command module pilot, his role was to pilot the spacecraft Columbia in lunar orbit while Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin descended to the lunar surface in the lunar module Eagle. While Armstrong and Aldrin made history by becoming the first humans to set foot on the Moon on July 20, 1969, Collins remained in lunar orbit, carrying out scientific observations and waiting for their return. He famously described himself as the loneliest man in history during this time. After Apollo 11, Collins served as Assistant Secretary of State for Public Affairs and later as Director of the National Air and Space Museum. He retired from NASA and the Air Force in 1970. In Carrying the Fire, Collins provides vivid descriptions of his experiences as an astronaut, from the exhilaration of spaceflight to the challenges of training and the camaraderie among the Apollo crew. He also reflects on the broader significance of the Apollo program and the future of space exploration. Preparation for Apollo 11. Collins provides insight into the rigorous training regimen undergone by the Apollo 11 crew. This included simulations, physical fitness exercises, and extensive briefings on the spacecraft systems. Collins recounts the intense focus and dedication required to prepare for a mission of such historic significance. Launch and lunar orbit. Collins vividly describes the exhilarating experience of the launch aboard the Saturn V rocket and the subsequent journey to lunar orbit. He shares the awe-inspiring sights of Earth from space and the anticipation as they approached the Moon. Solo orbit. As Armstrong and Aldrin descended to the lunar surface in the lunar module, Collins remained alone in the command module orbiting the Moon. He reflects on the solitude of this experience, describing his feelings of isolation balanced with a sense of duty and responsibility. Communications. Collins was responsible for maintaining communication between the lunar module and mission control on Earth. He details the challenges of establishing and maintaining reliable communication over vast distances and the critical role it played in the success of the mission. Reflections on humanity. Throughout Carrying the Fire, Collins offers philosophical reflections on the nature of exploration, the human spirit, and the significance of the Apollo program in the context of human history. He contemplates the impact of their achievements on future generations and the potential for further exploration beyond the Moon. Return to Earth. After Armstrong and Aldrin completed their historic moonwalk and rejoined Collins in lunar orbit, the crew began their journey back to Earth. Collins recounts the re-entry and splashdown of the command module in the Pacific Ocean, marking the successful completion of the mission. Legacy and beyond. Following Apollo 11, Collins continued to be involved in space exploration efforts and became an advocate for continued human spaceflight. He shares his thoughts on the legacy of Apollo and the importance of pushing the boundaries of exploration further into the cosmos. Technical challenges. Collins recounts the technical challenges faced during the Apollo 11 mission, such as the complexities of rendezvous and docking maneuvers in lunar orbit. He describes the meticulous planning and precise execution required to ensure the success of these maneuvers, which were critical for the safe return of the crew to Earth. Risk and courage. Throughout the book, Collins reflects on the risks involved in space exploration and the courage required to embark on such a dangerous journey. He discusses the inherent dangers of space travel, including the potential for equipment malfunctions, communication failures, and the harsh environment of space itself. Apollo crew dynamics. Collins provides insight into the dynamics between himself and his fellow crew members, Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin. He describes their camaraderie, mutual respect, and shared sense of purpose, as well as the challenges of working together under high-pressure circumstances. Lunar reconnaissance. While in lunar orbit, Collins conducted scientific observations and reconnaissance of the lunar surface. He describes the awe-inspiring views of the Moon's craters, mountains, and plains, as well as the excitement of being part of humanity's first exploration of another celestial body. Isolation and reflection. As the command module pilot, Collins spent much of the mission alone in lunar orbit while Armstrong and Aldrin explored the Moon's surface. He reflects on the solitude of this experience and the opportunity it provided for introspection and contemplation amidst the vastness of space. Global impact. Collins discusses the global impact of the Apollo 11 mission and the profound effect it had on people around the world. He shares anecdotes about the overwhelming public response to the moon landing, including the sense of unity and pride it fostered among people of all nations. Legacy of exploration. Throughout Carrying the Fire, Collins emphasizes the importance of continued exploration and discovery beyond Earth's boundaries. He reflects on the enduring legacy of the Apollo program and the role it has played in inspiring future generations to pursue ambitious goals in space exploration. Carrying the Fire not only provides a first-hand account of the Apollo 11 mission but also delves into the personal experiences, emotions, and reflections of one of its key participants, offering readers a deeper understanding of the human side of space exploration. By delving into these additional aspects of Michael Collins' experiences and reflections, Carrying the Fire provides readers with a more comprehensive understanding of the human, technical, and philosophical dimensions of the Apollo 11 mission and its lasting impact on humanity's journey into space. Thanks for watching. Request you to subscribe the channel.